Sorry, you guys. I don't know what happened. My internet decided to drop. I think there must be a global outage going on, but I restarted it. Hopefully some of you will pop back in for the Chicago City Council meeting. See if anybody pops back in. Hey, main house, huge hugs back to you. We were on our morning live stream and it abruptly ended by, I think there was a global network issue. So I think lots of people are on the other one thinking they're still on there. And it cut out. Let's see if Chicago is going to. If anybody's going to call in. No, I don't want an Uber. Do we keep getting disconnected? Good morning, Journey 2020. Again, hey again, Joe. Yeah, I think there's something really weird going on with the internet because my internet's fine and all of a sudden it crashed and now it's back up and I think it's just really, I don't know what's going on. We'll blame it on Elon Musk, that's for sure. And that's okay. At least, well, at least this will be on its own little lifeline anyways, rather than having to go through 2 hours. We're waiting for them to open up the meeting. Sorry, Joe. Sorry, Journey 2020, for the confusion like that. Not much I can do. You know, I don't know. So they do 10 speakers, 5 in-house, 5 online, if there are 5 online, but 10 total. And it is random on the phone. And I did not get a phone call yesterday, so I was not given the codes to call in. I know there were a couple of people that did call in, and I'm hoping that they're on, but they may not have been picked either. I think Style 1 audit got a call, but I don't know if she was picked or he was picked. I think it's a she. Yes, it is a she. And I don't know if anybody else did either, so this may be totally in vain that we're going to listen. And they have, theirs is really weird. This is, yes, this is Chicago. And then at 10 o'clock Pacific time, 2, 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock Eastern time is the Public Works meeting. As I said, this may be completely in vain to listen to this, but I don't know if anybody else got picked. And they're usually pretty quick right after the Pledge of Allegiance. Then they have the prayer, and then they'll do public testimony, public comment. So it's usually not too long anyways. You're welcome, Main House. Yeah, it's funny how each city has their own little nuances. They have their own little things. It drives me nuts that you have to keep looking on this website. You think they would just give you an announcement when they're, here we are. Hey, Peter, good morning. I'm going to put me down here in the corner. We're getting ready to watch the Chicago meeting. Peter, I was not selected for it, but let's see if anybody else was. And Peter, I got your email about the Sacramento Department of Justice, or the Sacramento sidewalk decision. Yep, I had seen that. California got smacked quite a bit about their sidewalks. Yep, Arden versus Sacramento. Yep. Yeah, the one that's $1 million settlement, and then the one in Los Angeles was $1 billion settlement. That was Barden versus Sacramento, and it was accessibility for curb cuts. What is all the hoo-ha about? Hi, Smiley. Well, there's all sorts of hoo-ha today. A big issue today. Okay, so I'm going to make a forewarning here. If we lose internet, sorry, because I don't know what's going on with the internet around the world, but Elon Musk is having issues today. It keeps cutting out, which is why our morning sunshines got cut. We are waiting on the shitty Chicago, the city of Chicago. Right? Yep, they have to spend $1 billion over the next, well, it was 10 years for LA on accessibility. And I have to tell you what is that, because I'm a wheelchair user, I watch these guys run around LA and they're doing live streaming and they're walking down the street and or walking down the sidewalk, and all of a sudden there's a pole in the middle of the frickin' sidewalk. Oh, come on. Or no curb cuts. The shitty of Chicago. Yeah, I know. That was a Freudian slip. And as usual, they are late. I guess turning the volume up would help. Turn the volume on. I'm going to turn it down a little bit. They have 108 people watching. They should hurry up. Yeah, I did put in a complaint against for the Department of Justice on those, and they took the case up and then dropped it. So I did put one in through the Department of Justice, but you can't, for the city of Los Angeles, for those shipping crates as planters, you can't go in and just restart another one because of that previous lawsuit, the Willits lawsuit. Everything gets routed back through there. And I don't know why. That's why I keep referring to it when we talk to Public Works. And if they just took those, they could credit what they have to pay through the Willits suit. It's a net positive action for them. Wouldn't cost them a damn dime. And I'm going to turn the desktop audio down a little bit.
Good morning, members of the City Council. Please remember to log into your devices. The meeting will begin shortly. Thank you.
How was that volume, you guys? Was that too loud? Good. Okay. Thank you, Mainhouse. And the other thing, Peter, is that anything that goes through an accessibility claim like that doesn't come through. Yeah, well, did you see them yesterday patting themselves on the back? Did you on audit stream? Oh, she was PO'd. She gave them a what for and what to yesterday. I thought she was gonna mama bear them. Oh my gosh, that was funny. Yep. They were all patting themselves on the back saying how good they did. Shake my ever-loving head. Row. Somebody from Seattle's trying to get a hold of me. Yep, audit did great yesterday. I'm wondering if she's going to be there today. Oh, I should text her. In fact, I will do that. Yeah, hopefully this they get their shit together here on this city council meeting. Yeah, the only thing that I'm not too sure if I agree with or understand on audit is why she keeps calling out smoke and scan. I'm not too sure where that aligns her. Maybe it gives credence with the city council. I'm not too sure. Yeah, audit is going to be there, so she is on her way. No, I've been giving comment to the Chicago board for the past couple of months, but it is random whether you get chosen or not. And I had a spiel prepared for today, but I was not chosen. Yesterday I didn't get a call, but others called in, and I'm just seeing if they get if they were chosen. So I am not going to be giving comment, but hopefully others will. Tomorrow is the Board of Police, basically their commission for the police, and I will be calling into that tomorrow for that. That is not the same system, so it's not a random.
Good morning, members of the City Council. Please remember to log into your devices. The meeting will begin shortly. Thank you.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. Main house, my hesitation with Chicago is that, okay, so I've been on the other side of the board of this board of boards and commissions and being a city government person.
iCloud, back button. City of Chicago City Council Rules of Conduct for Public Meetings, 2023 to 2027 pursuant to the Chicago City Council Rules of Order and Procedure, Rule 49, the Sergeant at Arms sets forth the following rules of conduct to be followed during the public comment period and the duration of all committee and city council meetings. Profane, vulgar, threatening, abusive, or disruptive language is not permitted. Demeaning, discriminatory, or harassing behavior and speech directed towards others is not permitted. Disruptive behavior, including disruptive or disrespectful conduct during others' presentations, is not permitted. Banners, flyers, or signage are not permitted. Backpacks, large bags, and sharp objects are not permitted. Clear bags, not tinted in color, that do not exceed 12 by 12 by 6 inches, will be permitted and are subject to search. Food and beverages, including in metal canisters, are not permitted. Cell phones must be placed on silent prior to entering the meeting room. Individuals must remain seated. Public comment speakers are permitted to stand only when providing public comment. Small handheld devices may be used only while seated, and the user must refrain from interfering with the view or hearing of other individuals. Individuals or groups failing to adhere to these rules will be asked to cease such disruptive conduct, and failure to comply will result in their being subject to removal from the meeting by the Sergeant at Arms.
Thank you, Mr. Robot. Anyways, we would always have this one lady that would always come in and she would give public comment, and we would just roll our eyes because we would almost give you the spiel of what she was going to comment about every single time. And she was our crazy lady. No offense to crazy ladies. And it was always just that one person talking about that one subject. And I don't want to be just that one crazy person that talks about the subject. You know, if we're going to do this as public PR or bad PR or to get the word out, you can't just have one crazy lady that's constantly calling into these meetings. You need people that want to be on the bandwagon and work together as a team. So you just don't have one crazy lady. Yep. So I'm kind of curious as to see if there's other crazy ladies or other crazy men that are going to be calling in today. And as I said, I know Style 1 Audit received a phone call. I don't know if she got the codes in order to call in, because that was one of the issues yesterday. So I know that others tried. I don't know how many others, but if somebody else got in, I want to see if they did. And yes, this is where Nance Drew had her incident. Regardless of the GoFundMe or the funding or anything else, I know the legal issues were there. And yes, we as a community stood behind her because of what Scientology was doing. And that's the point that I'm trying to keep my focus on. Good morning, YRB. We are watching the Chicago meeting right now to see if anybody else was able to be blessed with comment.
Good morning, members of the City Council. Please remember to log into your devices. The meeting will begin shortly.
Again, use a liar. So again, for anybody just joining, Chicago has 10 people total that get to speak for their 3 minutes. And they take 5 in person and 5 on the phone, if there are 5 on the phone, and it's random. And you have to sign up for it 2 days in advance. And you get chosen randomly whether or not you're going to be able to call in. So not everybody gets a chance, which I think is just, for a city the size of Chicago, 10 people, that's not wanting to hear from your constituents. That's having public comment because you have to have public comment. It certainly doesn't say give us your poor and you're tired and you're weak, and those that want to talk to us. I don't know, Peter. I'm staying out of the middle of that one. And I heard from the lawyer. I was personally involved with trying to find a lawyer that would take the case in Chicago. So I know how it was not that easy, to where I know Selfus and them, right? No, you have to be able to skip and you have to prove which leg you're jumping on, YRB. Yeah, and I mean, she's a big girl. She has big girl panties, and she should show the receipts. That would question a lot of the sparks. That would help. But I'm not her. She's a big girl. Whether she did or didn't, I don't know. I personally think that she did have a lawyer because I was in contact with that lawyer, but she's a big girl. Yeah. And I will quote to her and to anybody else is that on the legal part of it, for the fight with Scientology, I know the fight. I know trying to find the lawyer and trying to find somebody to even take it up was a bitch, to say the least. Good morning, Brian, again. She had a struggle. 100% struggle. And I'm going to vouch for her there. But all that personality conflict, nah, I'm not getting in the middle of that. That's not a fight that I have the energy in my brain that I can deal with. I've got too many other things to think about. And God bless anybody else that wants to get in the middle of that, but I don't have time for that. My brain can't
Okay,
handle it.
so, you can talk to him.
Good morning.
You can run down sometime.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Happy New Year.
Same thing for Kevin. He's got.
Good morning. Please take
Yeah,
your
so-
seats.
Go talk to him because when I talked to him just now,
Good morning.
that it's been working in the
Silence.
so
Oops, somebody's on a hot mic.
Good morning. The council will come to order. Madam Clerk, please take a quorum roll call.
Good morning, City
Good
Council.
morning. The council will come to order. The council will come to order. Madam Clerk, please take a quorum roll call.
Good morning, City Council, and Happy New Year. Welcome back. Please log into your device. Raise your hand if you need help. Please log into your e-device. Raise your hand if you need help. The quorum is now open.
You're welcome, MD Media.
I will now take a voice roll call based on those who are not here. Alderman Hall. Not present. Alderman Mitchell. Not present. Alderman Beal. Beal is present. Alderman Quinn. Quinn is present. Alderman Lopez. Lopez is present. Alderwoman Coleman, not present. Alderman Moore is present. Moore is present. Alderwoman Taylor, not present. Alderman Mosley, not present. Alderwoman Scott. Scott is present. Alderman Burnett.
Leanne's
Burnett
present.
is present. Alderman Ramirez Rosa.
YRB,
Alderman
they're all in a
Vasquez.
different room.
Vasquez is present. Alderman Riley. Riley is present. Alderman Knudsen. Knudsen is present. Alderwoman Clay. Clay
Oh, yeah,
is not
there is a heck of a
present.
lot of people. Yep, there's
Are
50
all
some
those
people.
who voted who wish? All right, the quorum is now closed.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. There are 42 present. We do have a quorum. There is one alder that has requested to participate in today's meeting remotely for reasons stated in Rule 59. And that person is Alderperson Rosana Rodriguez Sanchez. Madam Clerk, can we confirm that the alder has logged in online?
Yes, Alderwoman Rodriguez Sanchez, are you there?
I'm here.
Rodriguez Sanchez is present.
Very well. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Can I get a motion to approve the remote participation of, it's been moved. Very well. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, say nay. In the opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. Madam Clerk, please verbally confirm. All right, there's been a roll call request for participation remotely for Alder Rodriguez Sanchez. Very well, Madam Clerk, please take the roll call for remote participation for Alder Vasquez. The chair recognizes Alderman O'Shea.
That was not from the body, that was from the gallery.
Oh, I think it was actually,
Yeah.
yeah, Alderman Beal has requested a roll call vote for Rule 59 participation for Alder Rodriguez Sanchez. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Alders, please use your e-vote application to record your vote at this time.
That's sucky news, Amy. We don't want her in there.
All right, the vote is now open. The vote is now open. Please use your device and log in. Hit refresh on your device so you'll see it pop up.
Woohoo, way to go, Amy. That sounds like way more fun. Amy's daughter has an acting gig in New York City. Woohoo.
Okay, it's going, it's going. Trying to open. It's not. It's prepared.
Well, isn't that, Amy, isn't that where they have the new, if you drive into the city fee? Like you have to pay to go into the city?
Yes, the chair recognizes Chairwoman Harris.
Old fashioned
Yes.
Very well, Madam Clerk. If that pleases this body, we'll just take a voice roll call vote. Madam Clerk?
Alderman Laspada. Alderman Hopkins. Alderman Dow. Alderman Robinson. Alderman Yancey. Alderman Hall. Alderman Mitchell. Alderman Harris. Alderman Beal. Alderman Chico. Alderman Lee. Alderman Ramirez. Alderman Quinn. Alderman Gutierrez. Alderman Lopez. Alderman Coleman. Not here. Alderman Moore. Not here. Alderman Curtis. Alderman O'Shea. Alderman Taylor. Alderman Mosley. Not here. Alderman Rodriguez. Alderman Tabarez. Alderman Scott. Alderman Tito Lopez. Alderman Fuentes. Alderman Burnett. Alderman Irvin. Alderman Talaferro. Alderman Cruz. Alderman Cardona. Alderman Wagaspack. Alderman Rodriguez Sanchez. Oh, can't vote. Alderman Conway. Alderman Ramirez Rosa. Alderman Villegas. Alderman Mitz. Mitz. Sposato. Alderman Sposato. Alderman Sposato. Thank you. That's how I love doing my birthdays is roll calls. Alderman Nutrit. Alderman Vasquez. Alderman Napolitano. Alderman Riley. Alderman Knutson. Alderman Lawson, Alderman Gardner, Alderman Clay, Alderman Martin, Alderman Manna Happenworth, Alderman Haddon, Alderman Silverstein. This is so old school, archaic.
Very well, there are 42 ayes, 4 nays. This motion passes. Alderman Mitchell on the motion to reconsider.
Reconsidered vote.
All those in favor of the reconsideration of this vote signify by saying aye. Any opposed, say no. No, this motion fails. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the invocation, which will be delivered by R.A. Antonis from Branch Community Church.
Good morning, my fellow Chicagoans.
Good
It's an
morning.
honor to be here, and thank you for welcoming me, and thank you, Mayor and the clerk as well. So my wife and I grew up in the city. Our children have been raised in the city. We are product of the Chicago Public Schools, and it is an honor to be here. Having immigrated here from another country where there was no representation, this is amazing to see the voice of the people here. I work with a church in the far north side, but also I'm a part of a new thing gathering of about 125 churches in Chicagoland, where we try to break down barriers and bring help to the community. I'm also part of a financial institution called Thrivent, where we try to help communities that have financial needs and deserts and such to be well educated. So I want to thank you very much for all your work.
You're welcome.
When my parents immigrated here, they
Mr.
were...
Antonis, we ask that you deliver your invocation.
Yes,
Please, I don't mean
absolutely.
to be disrespectful.
Yes, sorry about that.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's pray.
Thank you.
Father, thank you. Thank you for this gathering of men and women who serve you. We pray that they'll be equipped, that they will be able to start the year fresh, fully equipped and cared for. I pray for their hearts to serve the men and women in their communities. Help them to be focused and continue to be strengthened by you. In your son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Please remain standing, please. Just for a moment, that I would ask that we take a moment of silence in the memory of former President Jimmy Carter, for all of those who have lost their lives to the terrorist attack in New Orleans on January 1st, and for all of those who have lost their lives and homes in the tragic fires in Los Angeles. Let's take a moment of silence.
Joe.
Thank you very much. You may be
Sorry, I was
seated.
supposed to be
This is
being
the portion of the
silent.
meeting for public comment.
If we're ever in a have to be serious situation, don't sit next to me.
The council will now begin the public comment period, which is limited to a maximum of 30 minutes. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. Speakers cannot yield or transfer their time to another speaker. Any written comments that have been submitted will be posted and made available for automatic review. Our first speaker this morning is Griselda Acosta.
That
Griselda
speaker
is not present.
online. That speaker is not online.
Our next speaker is Nayeli Fernandez.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor, City Council members and staff. My name is Nayeli Fernandez, and I reside in Jefferson Park. I stand before you today to express my strong opposition to the proposed amendments to the Welcoming City Ordinance. As a DACA recipient who has called Chicago home for 24 years, arriving here at the age of 14, I am a proud graduate of CPS, the University of Illinois and Northeastern Illinois University. My journey is a testament to the opportunities this city offers to immigrants like myself. I vividly recall November 9, 2016, when I was working at a Chicago middle school predominantly attended by immigrant students or those with immigrant parents. The atmosphere was heavy with fear. Students confided their anxieties about potential deportations under this upcoming administration. They fear being torn from the country they consider home, disrupting their aspirations for a better future. Fast forward to November 6th of this past year, I was teaching first-year college students, many of whom are immigrants. They jested about not seeing me next year, referencing the renewed threats of deportation. Their fears mirror those of my earlier students' concerns about derailed professional goals and the prospect of returning to countries where opportunities are scarce. In both instances, the sanctuary status of Chicago provided a semblance of comfort. Knowing that our city welcomes and protects immigrants offered reassurance that despite federal threats, Chicago stood as a safe haven. The proposed amendment suggests that by assisting federal authorities in apprehending individuals involved in specific criminal activities, we can protect law-abiding immigrants from mass deportation. However, this perspective overlooks critical considerations. Crime rates among immigrants. Studies have consistently shown that undocumented immigrants have lower crime rates compared to native-born citizens. Research indicates that immigrants are less likely to commit crimes that have lower incarceration rates than U.S.-born individuals. This change will not only fail to protect our immigrant population, but will also open the doors to racial profiling by allowing local law enforcement to collaborate with federal immigration authorities. We risk the targeting individuals based solely on their race, ethnicity, and perceived immigration status. This creates a climate of fear and injustice, disproportionately affecting Black and Brown communities, even those who are U.S. citizens or have legal status. The proposed changes could lead to violations to the Illinois Trust Act and infringe upon individuals' due process rights. By involving local law enforcement in federal immigration matters, we risk undermining state laws designed to protect our communities. Introducing these amendments may foster fear and uncertainty, leading to increased distrust between immigrant communities and local authorities. This erosion of trust can have detrimental effects on public safety, as individuals may become reluctant to report crimes or cooperate with law enforcement, making our city less safe for everyone. Chicago has long been a beacon for those seeking a better future, a city enriched by the contributions of immigrants. To alter our sanctuary status is to betray the values of inclusivity and protection that define us. I urge you to vote no on the proposed amendment.
Thank you very much for your comments.
Okay, Mr. Clerk, please continue. Please continue. Thank you very much.
Our next speaker is Jody Wiedeker.
Good morning, Mayor Johnson and Chicago City Council. I've spoken before you on multiple occasions about the dangers of fur farming and how packing thousands of wild fur-bearing animals into miserably tight spaces can cause drastic results where viruses can jump from animals to humans and create the next pandemic. This is a very critical reason why fur farming should be banned and why Chicago should pass the bill to ban the sale of new fur in our fine city. While I'm preparing this statement on this bitter cold morning of only 8 degrees, there are beautiful animals languishing in cold metal cages on wire floors with no protection from the extreme temperatures or elements. They don't even have basic creature comforts. I'm going to read a few quotes from the Fur Free Alliance. Every year, tens of millions of animals are raised and killed for their fur. The vast majority of fur sold globally comes from farmed animals such as mink, foxes, raccoon dogs, rabbits, and chinchillas. Keeping wide-ranging predatory animals in small cages causes severe animal welfare problems, such as self-mutilation and infected wounds. The confinement in tiny battery cages on fur farms prevents animals from expressing their basic natural behaviors, such as running and hunting for food. The stress of the caging conditions and fear of humans causes animals to exhibit a high number of stress-related welfare problems. Numerous scientific reports have indicated that severe health problems are inherent to fur production and that animals on all fur farms have been found to exhibit physical and behavioral abnormalities, such as infected wounds, missing limbs from biting incidents, eye infections, bent feet, mouth deformities, self-mutilation, cannibalism of dead siblings or offspring, and other stress-related stereotypical behavior. This behavior as a result of stress occurs on all fur farms and is expressed as pacing along the cage wall, repetitive circling, or nodding of the head. There are plenty of man-made synthetic materials that can keep humans much warmer than the skin of an animal who was born into this world simply to live in filthy squalor and then be killed in a horrific and painful manner. While I'm presenting to you now, I am in the warmth of my home and you all are in the warmth of Chicago City Hall. Please think about those who are so much less fortunate than ourselves, and let's take this easy step to prevent their suffering, while at the same time helping to stop another epidemic. Thank you again for your time and consideration, and please stay warm.
Thank you very much for your comments. Our next speaker this morning is the Chicago Conservative.
Good morning, Brandon Johnson. I'm going to start off with this question. Who are you loyal to? The American citizens here in Chicago or the illegal immigrants here in Chicago? The sanctuary law that Brandon Johnson allowed has brought criminals, drug dealers, and now terrorists. We have terrorists in our cities now, some here in City Hall as we speak. Chicago police investigated an explosive device.
Just a second. Stop the time.
35th
Mr. Conservative, could you just hold your comments for a second, please? Stop his time. Just stop his time for a second, please. Mr. Conservative, could you just hold for a second? Those of you that are in the chambers today, that is your only warning. If there's another shout out during any presentation, I will clear the chambers. It's just that simple. If there is shouting coming from the chambers, I will put the meeting in recess and we will clear the chambers. Mr. Chicago Conservative, you may re-begin.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Appreciate that. As I was saying, we have terrorists in our city now, some here in City Hall as we speak. There has been reports Chicago police investigated a discovery of a explosive device on 35th and King Drive at 10:56 a.m. And a bomb unit had to be called. And let me remind the people, in 2021, Al-Qaeda said that they inspire to attack big cities like Chicago and New York with ghost guns and using trucks and things like this with pipe bombs. So this stuff is serious. And you want to know what Brandon Johnson's response is? Oh, I'm a Bears fan. Oh, I'm a middle child. Look, are you with the CTU or do you want to be the mayor? Now, I know you are bad as a mayor, but let's just be honest, man. You got to choose one. You're either going to be the mayor, do your job, or you're going to be a part of the teachers union. And something tells me that you're not going to be the mayor long and you want that $5 million pension when you retire with the Chicago Teachers Union. But let me just continue. The people here, I see a lot of your supporters here today. And I'm going to ask you guys, what have the Democrats ever done for you for these past 70 years? What have the Democrats have ever done for you? I'm going to ask you guys, who's the bigger fool? The fool or the fool that follows the fool for 70 plus years doing absolutely nothing for African Americans such as yourselves? This won't stop at illegals. Our babies will continue to be victims of crime, murder, and things like drugs, gangs, if you vote the Democratic Party in. I'm talking about like black people here making the same mistake over and over again. Don't complain when the streets aren't clean. Don't complain when nothing is getting done because you guys are still voting people like Brandon Johnson there. He does not care. He cares more about, what do you care about, Mr. Brandon Johnson? Do you care more about your pockets or do you care about the people of Chicago? You care more about illegals than the people of Chicago. We are from here. You prioritize them more than us. Like, what are you doing, man? You're surprised that you got a 14% approval rating? You're letting in terrorists, man. This is serious. This is on top of what Lori Lightfoot has already done to Chicago. You're adding on to the problem. Do you want to help us or not? Because the people is getting fed up with this, man. The Democratic Party cannot save us. Only God can save us. Do you guys understand me? Only God can save us. These people, you guys are asking for handouts, and I hear you people over here saying, oh, I don't need a big loaf. All I need is a slice. These are the people you're associating yourself with. And
thank you very much for your comment.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Celine Takai.
Yeah, I haven't even spoke. Okay. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. As a first generation American, a daughter of immigrants, it's heartbreaking to see the city my parents immigrated to, a city they chose because it is a sanctuary city, is now at risk of no longer being a safe haven. My father fled Syria to save his own life. He went to Greece as an undocumented migrant, then to America, specifically Chicago, to escape being involuntarily drafted into the Syrian army. His brother remained in Syria and he was killed, a martyr for a country that has long ignored the suffering of its own people under the dictator Bashar al-Assad, who is responsible for the death of over 700,000 people and the displacement of over 12 million people. I often think of what would happen if my father did stay in Syria, but my story and my family's story isn't isolated. It is the reality of countless immigrants who come to Chicago fleeing unimaginable danger, seeking a better life and safer life for themselves and their families. Immigrants do not leave their homeland unless they know that staying in their country is more dangerous than the uncertainty of immigration. To strip people of their security when they come to America seeking safety is wrong on so many levels, given that this country was built on the backs of immigrants and slaves. I said immigrants and slaves. It is certain to say that this country cannot prosper without immigrants, especially those who are undocumented and do all the jobs that Americans refuse to do. I urge you all to vote against any cooperation and collaboration between ICE and CPD. Voting in favor of this collaboration will strip families apart. I don't want to see my families and loved ones being deported and their lives being destroyed because Chicago is going back on its claim to be a sanctuary city. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Clerk, call the next speaker, please.
Our next speaker is Jordan Esparza Kelly.
Hello, City Council.
Good morning.
My name is Jordan Esparza Kelly, representing CARE Chicago, the Council for American Islamic Relations, and I'm a resident of the 30th Ward. I want to thank Ruth Cruz's staff for returning my call regarding the amendments to the Welcoming City Bill. Self-hating cowards such as Alders Ray Lopez and Tabars want to turn our city into a hell for migrants who are not only Latin, by the way. CARE Chicago has 40 to 50 open asylum cases currently. What do we tell these people and families if we don't remain a sanctuary? Plus, our economy cannot handle mass deportations. We as Chicagoans must direct our energy and organizing towards those who are actually oppressing us and divesting from us. It is easy to turn new migrants into an enemy for us residents, but it's harder to look our own local government in the eyes and say, why? Why have you ignored us for 80 years? Why haven't you fully addressed homelessness, which predominantly affects Black Chicago residents? It is wrong to change this bill and reject people seeking a better life and would severely limit my organization's ability to take new immigration and asylum cases. Do not do your jobs haphazardly and put us residents in a predicament where we're fighting against each other. Put the work in and equally distribute resources so that we may all live pleasantly. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments.
Thank you very much. Mr. Clerk, please call the next speaker.
Our next speaker is Martin Levine.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor and members of the City Council.
Good morning.
My name is Marty Levine. I'm a resident of the 48th Ward, and I'm representing the Jewish Council on Urban Affairs. JCUA has for years been a strong supporter of immigrant rights and of the welcoming ordinance, but I come also this morning to speak personally. The last years of raging against Immigrants to this country have reminded me of something I really had forgotten in many of my 60 years. My mother came to this country from Belarus. She came fleeing a country that was at war. She came fleeing because her father had to flee and came to this country before. And I have never thought about this until the last 5 years or so, when I began to wonder if I had to prove who my mother was as a citizen. I don't have a document for that. She is a citizen. She's voted in every election that she has been eligible to vote. But if you ask me to demonstrate that, I could not do that. And she would be at risk of being challenged if she was a jaywalker, if she had a motor vehicle crime, and with the kind of changes you're proposing. I think about this often, more often than I should, as a 67, 68, now 78-year-old man. I also know that Chicago has been a welcoming city. In my work for the Jewish community and with the Jewish community, we were grateful for the city's partnership in resettling tens of thousands of people fleeing from the Soviet Union because they were being persecuted as Jews. This city was a home, became a home, and they flourished and helped build this city and the whole Chicago metro area. So I urge you to not give up, because this is a moment of difficult politics. This is a moment when the forces in this country of hate and intolerance have been on the rise, and turn to this city and see it as an enemy. It is not an enemy. It is only an enemy if it gives up on its values. So I urge you, if you come to vote on this proposal, to vote no. And I thank you for the opportunity of addressing you this morning.
Thank you very much for your comment.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Clerk, please call the next speaker, please.
Our next speaker is Elias Sapita.
Good morning. Thank you for the time
Good
to
morning.
address you all today. My name is Elias Cepeda. I'm from Pilsen Defense and Access, and I'm here to ask you to vote no on the amendment to insert language in our city code related to a welcoming city status. If you care about truth, you'll vote against this amendment because it is predicated on baseless fear-mongering about refugees, people illegally denied asylum application, and who have already been subjected to human trafficking by the federal government and southern states to end up here in Chicago. If you care about combating racism, you'll vote against this amendment because it discusses racialized people, undocumented immigrants, as though we represent particular dangers to the city, when in fact, undocumented immigrants have lower rates of criminality than the general population, in addition to having higher rates of entrepreneurship than the general population, and paying more in taxes per capita while receiving less in social services than citizens do. If sponsors of this amendment were truly concerned about criminal behavior affecting the city for decades, they might consider focusing on their own backers, some of whom are currently indicted on criminal corruption charges, instead of trying to streamline the persecution of their own people through immigration proceedings, which are civil and not criminal matters. If you care about public safety, you'll vote against this amendment because it is inspiring fear and terror in some of the city's most hardworking residents. Because as the Chicago Police Department itself has said in a recent memo, it erodes trust in law enforcement and will deter people from reporting crime to police. If you care about following the law, you'll vote against this amendment because it runs contrary to state law, specifically the Illinois Trust Act, and will pit municipal law enforcement against their colleagues within the state police. If you care about voters' will and the security of your own jobs, I suggest that you might consider voting against the amendment after you look around and see these packed chambers with your constituents who showed up as early as 7 a.m., mostly who oppose the measure and who will not lose energy on the issue or forget how you vote today. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for your comment.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your comments.
Mr. Clerk, please call the next speaker.
Our next speaker is Leo Pargo.
Please, there will be order in the chamber.
My name is Leo Pargo. I'm a leader of the RevCom Corps
Good
for
morning.
the Emancipation of Humanity here in Chicago. We're calling on all of the decent people to say no in the name of humanity and refuse to accept a fascist America, to stop Trump MAGA fascist program, saying no to mass deportations. Todos somos ilegales. We are all illegals. This proposal is not city politics as usual. Fascism, yes, fascism is being inaugurated next week. Trump, Holman, and their local lackeys like Raymond Lopez and Tavares are collaborators with this fascism and want to make an example out of this sanctuary city as a battering ram for massive roundups and deportations. All of the decent people who want to see an end to this oppression, to this madness, who don't want to see our immigrant brothers and sisters who have been forced to come here from all over the world be rounded up and hauled off and families destroyed because of that, need to stand up and flood the streets January 20th and 21st, saying no, in the name of humanity, we refuse to accept a fascist America. They want to make an example out of Chicago, making it ground zero for mass deportations. Well, I'll tell you what, we do need to make Chicago an example of people finding their courage and their backbones, standing up with collective action and self-sacrificing struggle with the goal and aim of defeating this fascism. And just for everybody in the room today, particularly all of the bootlickers and MAGA Trump supporters here, all the Black people and Latinos in Chicago who are caught up foolishly calling for these deportations, quit sounding like the rabbit white racists and wake up and get off of that garbage. That's rest my thoughts.
Thank you very much for your comments.
All right, thank you very
for your
much.
comments.
Mr. Clerk, please call our last speaker.
Our next speaker is Esther Martinez.
Hi, good morning, Chicago.
Good morning.
My name is Esther Martinez. I am with Illinois Coalition for Immigrants and Refugee Rights. I am here to speak against Alderman Lopez's proposed amendment to the Welcoming City Ordinance. Chicago government is smart and is strong. Alderman Lopez claims to want to protect undocumented people and only go after dangerous people. But the people he's targeting have only been arrested or charged without even have been convicted of anything. Anything turning people over to ICE will deny these people their fair day in court. They will be stuck in ICE detention, unable to pay a bond that will cost thousands of dollars if they get a bond at all, and unable to show up for their court dates and fight their chains against them. What part of innocent until proven guilty does Alderman Lopez not understand? I urge the City Council to reject the Alderman's attempt to deny people their basic constitutional rights, because that is what it is, constitutional rights, and to leave the Welcoming City Ordinance alone and start working on funding of local neighborhood schools, public housing, and what we need in Chicago, okay? I am a Chicago resident. I am not a terrorist. I am not a criminal. I am here for all, because we need a government that serves our communities and what we need. Thank you.
Thank
Alderman.
you.
Thank you very much for your comments. Your Honor, there are no further speakers who have timely signed up for the public comment period.
Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Thank you very much for all the public comments. All right, this is now the portion of the meeting for resolutions. Thank you very well. Thank you, Sergeant at Arms. Thank you all for your cooperation. This is the portion of the meeting for resolutions. Before we get into them, there are some acknowledgements. We have 3 alders that have requested some acknowledgements.
You guys, I am so sorry. I got on the phone and it was a VIP, so I had to take it. I did see Natalie's this morning and we were talking, Jess. Good morning, Jess. We were talking earlier about them pressure washing the sidewalk, a complete misuse of water after the fires, how ridiculously gross that was. Yeah, and dang it, nobody got in from the ex-Scientology community for this. I'm going to close out of this and we're going to go to here. And today we have the Public Works meeting. I'm going to go back to, where was that fundraiser? For Marie Billheimer. And we don't have very long to be on for the Public Works. So I vote that we just stay online as long as we don't get kicked offline. Audit, are you still on? Are you on your way? I guess I could look to see if Audit LA is. See if my little Audit LA is live yet. She is not live. In Audit, yesterday's City Council was spot on. Yeah, they don't, they definitely don't have a political will. Oh my goodness. Did I lose you guys again? Oh no, I hope you're feeling better. Miriam, definitely get some rest. We got it, don't worry. I hope you're feeling better, Miriam. And for some reason, I can't see. Yeah, unfortunately, all of that definitely adds up in your body, doesn't it? I need to see if, what in the world is that? Okay, it does still
I
say
need to
we're
see
live.
if,
It's crazy how the internet's just really messed up today. Oh, goodness. Well, while we're on a break, I'm going to go in and tinkle real quick. I will be right back. I'm back, you guys. Very cool, YRB. Thank you for calling in today. Are you going to be able to talk on all 16 of the items today? Oh my goodness. I suppose I could probably. It's only 12:17 though. They're not even going to be up and running yet. But is Audit LA on yet? Nope, she's not. Oh, goodness sakes. I don't care about your ads. I don't want to. MD Media is live already. Let's go peek in on MD.
That's how they're gonna hide all their donations.
We're sneaking on you, MD.
So weird. Maybe it's for the planters. I'm gonna be here for just a little bit. I might hop on the train and go over to the test center. Might as well since I'm here.
Oh, he must not be going over to the council. All the supplies they stole.
I wonder what this is. Can anyone read what that is? Sorry if I'm shaky, I don't have my tripod. I left it at home on purpose. Is it tie the toilet paper? Thank you, Fingy. Let's see. Masks, okay. Possibly masks, yeah.
Well, we'll go back to him in a second. Audit, are you live yet? Okay, well, we have a minute or two. I'm going to let you guys watch Matt.
Kaiser. Good morning. What time does the donation center open up? Sure aren't open. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Look what I just stumbled upon. Come on, walk faster, Matt. They all gotta come this way. Tons of them. Trying to walk slow. Damn, there's tons of them. Okay, I'm gonna walk faster to catch up a little bit.
Zoom in, Matt. Zoom in.
Because they're told to walk faster. Look at that.
They're shuffling them all in. Fuck. Okay. Damn it. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I know I had to refresh. That's blurry. Yeah, sorry. So they all went in this door. Again blurry?
No soup for you.
We're still blurry or not? Okay.
That was interesting.
I have no idea. I think they were walking.
That was interesting.
TKE. Nope, not Scientologists. There they go in their vans. Blurry again. Blurry again. Sorry, no sound, my bad. We're back. Graham, every protester has their own, does their own thing. They do their, when they want to come, they come. You can go into their chat and ask them. We don't keep track of everybody. Thank you, Graham. Appreciate it. I'm here documenting for family members that are looking for family members in Scientology, mainly bringing awareness. That's my main focus. I'm not here to yell at people, I'm not here to make fun of people in Scientology. There's a lot of crimes that go on. Yes, I'm aware of. Things are changing. People are doing other things behind the scenes, and that's okay. I'm not going to be at Blue probably starting next week for quite a while. I'm going to be in different locations. I'm not going to give out my whole itinerary. It's not going to be in California. It's my plan. We all mix it up. New ones are showing up. New ones are doing different things. No one's held to anything specifically when they should be here, when they shouldn't be here. Just what I'm saying. Just saying. Come on out, Graham. How you doing, sir? I don't know how some people do it, hold their phone so long without a tripod. But we'll walk back down here. Like I said, this is just going to be a quick live, guys. I'm going to do some static recording, then I got to get home and do some things at home.
That's kind of a weird. Okay, why am I being shown this? That is absolutely strange. YouTube and the internet is being so weird today. Well, that's us. There's Natalie. She was on this morning. Film the police had last night.
Now tax. Journalists should be looking into, was she there soliciting funds for the mayor's fund? She says she doesn't have a mayor's fund. She does. Fires seem to be, like, last time I checked, I think, like, Palisades is under 20.
We'll watch. Is Audit LA live yet? Nope. Let me ask her when she's going to be going live. Oh, goodness, what a morning. I have my Pop-Tart, you guys. Style Audit, hey. I didn't hear you on this morning, so they must not have recalled you back. And I didn't hear anybody else on either. So either nobody else got picked or nobody else called in. But we tried. Right, Style? Thank you for trying. Tomorrow is the Board of Police, and I'll definitely be on that call. Because you don't have to call in advance for that one. So tomorrow, the Board of Police, which is their police commission, I will be on. Don't even think about getting in my... Hey, Cajun Juju. Good morning. Yep, there's just a few of us this morning because we ended up getting closed down from Elon Musk earlier. You might as well just stay on for the public works. Commission. Let me pop into that just in case they're already on there. I know that's not the right, it's trying to give me block. Today is the 15th, regular meeting, HTML agenda. Again, just walk myself through it. Open link in new tab. Join from my browser. Join. The host has not signed in yet. Open link in new tab. Launch meeting. That way I'm all prepared. Copy link. Oh, I do want to go through that, but here I'm going to put the link to it. Sure, Peter, I would like that. I think it would be kind of beating a dead horse, but if you have that information, sure, thank you. Thank you, Minnie. Yep, I'm still here too. I'm just kind of playing around while we're waiting for Public Works to get going. So, on the agenda, Pacific Avenue and Hurricane Street, street lighting. These are hearings. Assessment hearing, assessment. These are all assessment hearings. Okay, Granicus Clearwater. Sure. There you go, Twyla. Granicus Clearwater. I might as well go there and look while we're waiting. I will look at that afterwards. Oh, we are in. Here's the Zoom. I'll raise my hand. And I can lower the size a little bit of this. Very cool, YRB. Yeah, I don't have the full issue. There's quite a few different ones. So if you're going to do multiple items, then you're going to be speaking first. So you won't have to wait for the items to get there. Pop cart. Yeah, Audit was on her way down there, so she should be popping into the back of the screen there anytime. Munch, munch, munch. Welcome back, Peter. Let me turn the audio off from here. Leave computer audio. That way we don't get blasted. And I noticed Jeffrey Augustine was walking there, was it last night? And he was saying, oh, those roses are so beautiful. Well, and I told him, I said, you know, those roses are illegal. He goes, oh, I didn't know that. Yes, they are. He also caught them last night pressure washing the road. And turn my mic down so you don't hear the dog snoring. Or me chewing. Exactly, YRB. The only bitch about only getting a minute is that you don't really have time to get into anything, and it's hard to really even make any effort. So I don't even write anything down anymore. God, it must be there. She said she's just going. I know, and who was? Oh, it was which chair was chalking. Mm-hmm. Well, they could use manual labor. Go out there with a broom and manually get rid of it instead of hosing it down. It's mind-boggling how on one hand, oh, audit is live.
Kirby Flown, Samaj, DT, Florence, Jeannie, Scientology Crimes. Awesome. Oh, awesome. Okay, good. I love it. All right. We're finally live. I was talking to somebody and Scientology Crimes. I will update later on that. How you doing, Commissioner? How come you're always the diligent one here first? How come you're always the diligent one here first? You're the on-time guy. This is good. Yeah, I'm okay. The acid, yeah, a little bit. I mean, I got this for that just in case when I'm out. Well, good morning, Miss Sophie. How are you?
Yeah.
Wow. Everything. Wow. Yeah, even I know my doctor looks like really like, it's really bad. Even if you're not, well, we were close enough to the Runyon, I'm close to the Runyon one. But so the air still, and it's the valley, so it just falls. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I know, because it's like, right, there's like because this says it's good, but then you get the warnings that it's not good. So I'm like, I'm gonna go err on his side of caution, just, you can feel it, you go out, it's like, oh, okay. So look at coding. I don't know. I just got over having like a month-long asthma attack. Yeah, I was like so sick. And then, yeah. We don't even know what burnt down, like what chemical factories may have burnt down. Oh, wait, what did I do? I left the car. Oh my gosh. I'll go get it. It's a lack of oxygen. Oh yeah. It's like, yeah.
Watch out where you're
I'm
gonna
sorry.
plant too.
Like, I'll tell you, I am. I feel the lack of oxygen. I need oxygen. Hi guys. I'm like, so I left my card here, and I was handing in. Oops, sorry. I was handing in my. Oh my gosh, I left my car. I feel I need it. Good morning. How are you? I'm good. Just dealing with the feeling dopey. Huh? Oh, you hear me on the phone? Recognize my voice. I come in. I gotta keep them on their toes, man. That's what they're here for. We gotta keep them in. Oh, Stephen Miller, thank you so much. Coffee auto. That is so wonderful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will definitely get some coffee. I appreciate that. Yeah, I think I need oxygen. I left it back there. So thank you. How do you pronounce your last name? Zatorsky? Yeah. Because it starts with a D, right? So my first name, Devin, starts with a D. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. Zatorsky.
No,
Forgive me
go
if
ahead.
I
If you want to,
butcher
go ahead.
it.
I think we'll probably all talk about it though.
When they see the Z, like my whole life, it's been like,
Yeah.
what is it? But it
There's our audit coming up the aisle. Wow, 4 days. I know you've got a generator and you've got your solar, but man, what about the poor people that have 4 days without power?
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Just going to do a quick check-in for the Zoom platform. Thanks for those joining us in person. If you are in person, please bring up a comment card to the front of the room. Going to go through, I see a few hands raised, but I know more people will log on. So going to check who's here to provide comment. Yvonne, if you could let us know if you have public comment today or comment on any of our agenda items.
Sorry, there was a bit of delay in the communications today.
No.
I have a public comment and multiple comments on items 13, 14, and 17.
Great. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Mona, I see your hand raised as well. Can you let us know if you have general public comment today or comment on any items?
Good morning. General public comment, please.
Great. Thank you, Mona. Appreciate it.
So IRB, when you guys were having your windstorm up in Anchorage, they had a windstorm too. 130-mile-an-hour winds. Their Santa Anas are called Chinooks. This weekend was devastating for a lot of people in Anchorage. 130-mile-an-hour winds came through. Holy cannoli. So I think it was quite a few cities along the west coast and Alaska that got devastated by the winds. Well, thank you, Mandy Me. And I hope you have a wonderful day at work. Yep, they've got a lot of things on the agenda today, so we will probably listen to public comment, then listen to multiple agenda items. Hey, antics of a mama squirrel. And then close it out. You're welcome. Thank you. How are you feeling, antics? I hope you're doing okay. I know you were taking a break. There was quite a few comments, Mandy Me, but I don't think any of us got called on to talk. Unless I missed somebody, I don't think I missed anybody. You trying to knit more and rest? Well, it's a good thing. Keeps the blood pressure low. Knitting would put my blood pressure up, though. You have to have lots of patience to knit and crochet. My hat's off to those that can do it. In case anybody missed it, Miriam said she was going to be laying down because she didn't feel good either. So it may be a very short day today. Oh, yeah, no, I give you major credit for being in New York City traffic. Oh my gosh. Oh, yikes, Mandy Me.
I'm going to do another check on the Zoom platform for those who may be here joining us virtually. Again, if you're joining us in person, thank you. And if you're here to provide public comment, please provide a card there in the back of the room. You can bring it up front with the general public comment or item number. I see another hand raised, Gigi's phone. Gigi, can we check with you if you have general public comment or comment on any items?
Just general public comment.
Great. Thank you. We'll get to you shortly.
Woohoo,
And thanks everyone again for joining us. We'll begin shortly.
Yeah, I hear you though, Mandy. Since where I am paralyzed from every once in a while I lose fingers, the feeling in my fingers, they go numb. And it's hard to do anything when you don't have feeling in your fingers. Yeah, I may say something about that today too, Mandy Me. Excuse me.
You ready? I'll put us in record mode.
No worries.
Recording in progress.
Now recording.
Good morning and welcome to the Board of Public Works meeting for Wednesday, January 15th. Ms. Zatorsky, if you'd like to take roll and establish quorum for us, please.
Great. Good morning, everyone. Devin Zatorsky with the Board of Public Works here to take roll and establish quorum. We're joined by President Corsan, Vice President Chavez, President Pro Tem Grant, and Commissioner Kang, and it is 10:01 a.m. My apologies. We're also joined by our City Attorney Representative, Miss Virginia Choi. President Corsan, we have general public comment today and comment on multiple of our agenda items. We also have comment that was submitted via our Google Doc system that's in the record for item number 1, just for the record.
Okay. Before we go to general public comment, just a note, we're going to take items 1 through 11 together. And colleagues, I'd like to make a motion to put items 15, 16, 17, and 18 on consent. If there is a second or if there's an objection.
Second.
Thank you. Ms. Zatorsky, if you'd like to tally the votes. It's a first from myself and a second from President Pro Tem Grant to put items 15, 16, 17, and 18 on consent.
Great. We'll take the roll call starting with you, President Corsan.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Grant.
Aye.
And Commissioner King.
Aye.
All ayes. The item is adopted and carries forthwith.
Thank you. And just to note for the public, we'll take consent items after public comment. I guess we will proceed to general public comment. I have 2 cards or 1 card for in-person. And then how many virtual hands do we have?
We have 3 virtual hands at the moment.
So general public comment is an opportunity for the public to address the board on public interest items that will be provided up to 1 minute per person for a cumulative of 10 minutes for general public comment. Testimony shall be limited in content to matters which are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the board, and the board may not take any action on matters discussed during the public comment period. And we have our City Attorney, Virginia Choi, on hand to ensure our public commenters stay on topic and within time. We'll start with Audit LA.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone fared well with this horrible fire. Okay, I want to bring up, I'm going to give y'all the benefit of the doubt because I respect this board. I respect the new President Corsan, but I've been calling it out for a while, for a few months now, besides all the illegal planners that you guys refuse to deal with. I've been saying there's something going on with the water because I said, you guys are like fast track, all this reclamation, all this stuff fast tracking. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt is because you guys realized there was a problem and you were trying to rectify it ASAP. But you know, all these projects take years, but I'm going to give you that benefit of the doubt. But somebody before this board slipped and they made a mistake. Okay. And they didn't prepare our city to have the water it needed. The reservoir should not have been offline, okay, and it should have been filled. If it wasn't repaired, it should have been repaired by fire season, or there should have been some kind of alternate thing going on. So, like I said, I'm hoping that that's why everything was being fast tracked because you realize there's an error, and and that you were trying to rectify it. But I'm still here asking you.
Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you.
All right, we have a second multiple item in general public comment. Trump by dumb. You'll have 1 minute.
F-bomb.
On multiple items.
We're doing general public comment now, which is only 1 minute, and then we'll do the multiple agenda.
42 USC 1983, politely. Fuck your engineers. Fuck your local government. And fuck you. All you're doing is taxing the taxpayers for rundown piping to hydrants that you cut the water supply that did not allow the firemen or the goddamn niggers to put out the fires. And then you drain a goddamn well or reservoir and you don't tell the goddamn fire department that you did so because it's under infrastructure work. Well, you don't do one or the other, dickhead. You do multiple things when you got to do it. You don't wait for a goddamn second. So as long as I'm alive, as long as Trump exists, your goddamn stupid president, dumb 46, will speak tonight. And all I have to say for that dumb white asshole fool, fuck you, go to hell, God hates you, you white asshole.
Thank you, Speaker. That's what I'm doing.
Ugh, I hate that.
And with that, we'll move to virtual public comment.
Great. We'll start with the hands we had raised. We'll go with Yvonne up first. If you could go ahead and unmute yourself, you'll have 1 minute.
Thank you. I'd like to ask that my request or comment about forestry, keeping the trees maintained to a 15-foot height throughout the city, be considered as a fire prevention method in the future. In addition, the palm trees that are throughout the city that exceed that height need to have annual trimming of the fronds so that they are removed and not become projectiles and fire attractants and spreaders. These are common sense, routine maintenance things that you are responsible for. It will also drop the urgency of the post-wind event cleanup problems that are endemic within the city.
All right, our next hand raised, Mona. Caller Mona, if you can go ahead and unmute yourself, you'll have 1 minute.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Thank you very much. Hello, board. It's me again, Mona. And today, no surprise, we're talking about planters and the thorny bushes along L. Ron Hubbard Way, Fountain Avenue in Catalina. Watched a video, was with a gentleman yesterday. The planters haven't moved. They're still not in code, whether it be city, state, or federal. The thorny bushes are still there. The roses are beautiful. However, they're thorny bushes along an easement. They are illegal per your code. The third topic is they were power washing L. Ron Hubbard Way, so they were making the bricks look better. What a waste of water last night. There was a lot of waste of water. You could have used that for fire prevention. Shaking my head, you guys. Yield back my time.
Next hand raised is Gigi's phone. Gigi, you'll have 1 minute once you unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so there's these fires going on. There's issues with water. And what does Scientology do? They're pressure washing the sidewalk. They think it's the perfect time to do it. Yesterday around 3 p.m., they were out there wasting water, pressure washing a sidewalk for some random reason, most likely to get people to not be able to film the failure of their donation center they're trying to have. And when you have a fire going on and there's issues with water, usually people conserve water or don't do like high pressure water, pressure washing. And not only that, they're using something called aluminum brightening corrosive, which I do not know the legality of that, but it sounds kind of scary. And they're wasting the water. They're using this stuff. There's a fire going on. There's water issues. Put them in check. They keep wasting water and y'all never do anything.
Thank you, Speaker. That's 1 minute. All right, President Corsan, that's the end of our hands on the virtual platform.
All right, with that, we'll close general public comment for today's meeting and proceed to multiple agenda item public comment. The board will provide an opportunity for members of the public wishing to speak on more than one agenda item during multiple agenda item comment for up to 1 minute per item for a total of 3 minutes. This is the only time to speak on more than one agenda item. And we will start with Audit LA.
We need lighting. The city is very dark, let's just say, and it gets very scary. And especially when you're in a chair and you can't see the sidewalk and you can't see all the cracked sidewalk, all the broken sidewalk, all the curb cutouts that are not there because it's so dark. It's scary. So yeah, we need lighting. Okay, when it comes to number 12, okay, it's just one bidder. What diligence did you do to get more than one bidder? Because I don't like the idea of one bidder, because then you can't really evaluate their qualifications and how good they are, because you're desperate to get it done, so you only have the one bidder. I hope that there's people who are putting the effort out to get more bidders. And then I'm also very concerned that they will then say, well, I got the bid, there was no competition, this is how much I needed, and they're going to say, well, I low bid, because I needed to get the bid. Oh, no one else bid, so now I can come back and ask for more money. And I want to keep a track of this company name and find out how long it's going to take for them to come back to say, oh, we need a lot more money. And don't take this the wrong way, but you guys approve everything. I've heard one or two, I think 2 votes of no since I've been coming since June, okay, on anything. But I've never seen anything that's been requested turned down. And I don't think that's really serving the people, there has to be sometimes you say, you know what, no, this isn't working, take it back, rework it, and then bring it back to us. And that's what, we want you to do. We want you to, be more diligent with that. And same thing with 13, or are they all going to come back for more money? And I would like to know the percentage of how many bidders that say, okay, we're going to do it for this, actually do it. Say for that, or even under. Does anyone ever give the money back? Does anyone ever say, you know what, we're under budget, we don't need it? Or do they? How many come back for more? The people are tired. We don't have the money to even fund our fire department. I mean, the fire department had to take a cut. We have a city that is burning to the ground, and because and how nice would it have been to have all that extra money, that these people come back begging for more to give to the fire department. I mean, it's just common sense. And I get it. LAPD gets the lion's share of the budget, and they need to be talking about that too. Do they really need as much as they're getting? As far as the consent items, sorry, my last 20 seconds. Oh, okay. It's all the, to get the bids. Okay, here, I'm going to say, work more diligent to get more bids. Make it set a standard that, and whatever bid that they get, that's what they get. They're not going to be able to come back and beg for more, whatever. You have to be more of a police on this.
Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. And please remove the planters.
All right, thank you. Next speaker, Trump bye-bye, or Trump bye. No.
Read the right card. It says Trump, and Trump the fuck out of you. The reason why we're going to Trump the Scientology people is because they're fucking wasting water at a time when there's not enough water in the hydrants. Why not? Why not, Vahid? Why isn't there water in the hydrants? Why can't the fucking Scientology rapers like that fucking Ivan Payne, the priest who wrecked and fucked young boys for his pleasures, got away with it for lying for years, and not one goddamn Catholic church did anything like you're not doing to Scientology to stop it. You're going in a blind eyes. They're a cult. A goddamn cult. And I don't give a fuck about their God. I am a God. a God of war, a God who initiates and irritates motherfuckers who don't fucking participate to listen why we're using water to clean the goddamn sidewalks only around Scientology buildings. What about the rest of the niggers that don't clean the sidewalks or streets from the city of Los Angeles maintenance? So put the fucking lights on and assess it, because all it does is bring higher taxes for new fucking lights. We don't need them. Fix the ones that are there and replace the ones that are broken. Real simple math. Fuck the mayor. She's dumb like you. Now, going into the shit about the bids, look at this Hoover system off of Wilshire Boulevard. Responsible bidder? No, it should be qualified bidder. Your fucking mayor has a fake degree from USC, you spoiled ass fucking children. And look what she did to the city of
It's not funny.
Los Angeles. She put you on the record. All of you are a bunch of fuck ups. All of you are responsible for the fires. You're responsible for the hydrants. You're responsible for the maintenance. And goddamn, Trump was right. Newscom should have got the forestry department to fix the fucking problem with giving us some allowance between the brush. Instead, you white niggers don't know shit.
Please stay on topic, Speaker.
You don't know shit. And again, I am on topic. Landscape. The forestry is landscape maintenance. Fucked up. LA fucked up. And you're all a bunch of fuck ups. In 1961, the Great Bel Air fire is the same situation of today. You want to get rid of the white yoke nigger people that live there so you can raise the taxes and rebuild. Fuck you.
Seeing no other public comment cards for in-person, we'll go to the Zoom platform.
Yes, we have one. Yvonne speaking on items 13, 14, and 17. You'll have 3 minutes.
Thank you. Item 13, the price, the price differential up 25% is inexcusable. That would be $168,000, and that would be a whole new contract that would be required of the board if that amount of money is required. The allowable overruns are not specified in the contract. It should be a fixed price contract. This is ordinary maintenance of a installed feature in the city. There's no excuse for this amount of latitude in the price. And you know darn well they're going to spend up to the budget of the contract and then come back and ask for more. This is sloppy management and sloppy contracting. Number 14, the people asking for the money should not be allowed those monies because they are professionally licensed contractors who professionally are responsible for performing their contract in accordance with the contract they had with the city. If they hired Tom, Dick, and Harry that aren't within the city's approved in that contract, that's on them. That should not be on the city. The prime contractor should pay who they hired, not the city. City should not reward bad professional behavior. Number 17, $13 million spent to destroy and rebuild a maintenance yard at this time is an unwise expenditure. You need maintenance yards to be functional so that the repair and restoration of the burned out portion of the cities can go as quickly as possible. Put this bid aside. Do not consider it. It's something that it would be nice to do in the future, but this type of task is not today's issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Speaker. All right, President Corsan, that's the end of our multiple agenda item commentary.
All right, with that, we'll close multiple agenda item public comment and we'll proceed to approval of the minutes from Monday, December 16th and Monday, January 6th. If there is a second to my motion.
I'll second.
Thank you, Ms. Zatorsky. There is a first from myself and a second from Commissioner King.
Great. We'll take roll call starting with you, President Corson.
Aye.
Vice President Chavez. Aye. President Pro Tem Grant. And Commissioner King.
Aye.
Wonderful. All ayes. The item is approved.
Great. Thank you. Next up, we'll take up our consent items, items 15, 16, 17, and 18.
Leaving the audio portion of that, we can watch the video for a second or two. I just heard them approve December 16th. I wonder if they ever got that figured out, YRB. I didn't see it on the documents. So that's something that we need to go back and look and see if they corrected those minutes. The December 16th minutes showed that there were no public comments, and we were all public commenting on that day. And they skipped them the last time because YRB and Audit called them out on it. So I'm going to leave on that. I know. I really do not like following that guy. I am with you on that one, that's for sure. You know, he has good points. I wish he would make them a little more eloquently than using the N and the F and the Trump and the hater and all that word. I don't like language like that. I know. That kind of verbiage puts me through the roof. Because it's really not. It makes people close their ears. Okay, guys, I'm going to go get a few household things done. I really appreciate you spending time with me today on both of the lives. Who lost everything in the freezer? Oh, all the people? Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people did. Okay, closing up stream, you guys. I will hop on tomorrow morning for our sunshines and then for the police board meeting. And love to you all. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you at 3:30.